Good evening guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and in this video I'll be teaching you how to place a trade. So let's start with the disclaimer. This presentation is provided to you for general information only and does not constitute a recommendation, offer, or solicitation to subscribe for or purchase or sell the investment product mentioned herein. Alright, so let's start with the do. This is the following topics that I'll be covering today. So alright, so yes, I'll be teaching you how to place a trade order and how to put a sell order as well, and how to read the prices shown on the stock market, and how to place a GTD order, and at the same time I'll guide you on how to get in touch with your stockbroker. Alright, so let's start with how to place a trade on how to buy. So as a start, so you guys will need to have a trading account. So in this case I'm using Poem's trading account in Singapore. Right, so once you have opened an account with the broker, you'll get an account number and a password. So once you obtain that, you can just log in over here. So once you have clicked to log in, you'll probably come to this page, something like that. Alright, so just let me size this up first a while. Okay, so that's what I'm going to show it to you. Okay, so here we have, this is how the stock trading platform look like, and that's what I'm going to use to show it to you today. I'm just going to enlarge it bigger so that it's easier for your eyes. Okay, so that's how the trading platform look like. So as a start, okay, so how do I place a trade order to buy? So I'll start with a simple exercise how to buy. Right, so let's buy 1,000 shares of Singpost at 1.29. Well, the stock market is closed today for the Deepavali. Alright, so but I'm just going to show it to you. Okay, so in this case, Singpost start with the letter S. Okay, so just make sure that you are click on the SGX, which is the Singapore stock market. A Singapore flag will be shown over here. Thereafter, look for the letter S. So when you are at the letter S, okay, scroll down and look for the Singpost here. So that's why you can see the first page doesn't show you the Singpost. So we click on the next page to look for the Singpost. Okay, so let's start look for it. And do you saw it? I don't see it. So just let me scroll a little bit. Okay, just let me scroll. Singpost. Okay, here is the Singpost. Okay, I think I shown too big. Okay, so this is Singpost. Okay, so what we've seen here is that the last transacted price was $1.30. So since the what I'm going to show you, our exercise here is to buy 1,000 shares at 1.29. So what you're going to do is just double click this price or any of these steps or this row. A dialog box like this will pop up. Okay, then after you key in the price that is you are desired to buy. So in this case, exercise is 1.29. Okay, so as for beginner, you just need to understand limit order. Don't need to understand stock limit order and limit if touch as a beginner. Even like advanced traders or investors like me, I barely use these two orders also. So a limit order is pretty sufficient for a lot of people. For the 99% of the majority of the people, it's only okay. So you really don't need to really learn these two unless you really want to be the experts. Even myself, I've been 10 over years, I'm not using these two at the moment. Okay, so I'm still using a limit order. So next, key in the quantity at 1,000. Okay, so you probably will notice that the gross value at 1,290 appear. So that means to say if you did manage to obtain the shares at 1.29, it will cost you $1,290 to buy this share. Okay, you need to make this payment. Of course, there's another payment calculation that I'll be showing to you, because this is net. You haven't included all the various miscellaneous fees. So next, because okay, we have come to a trade type. So you get to select whether you want to buy these shares using cash, CPF, or SRS. Okay, so in most cases, people will tend to use cash. But of course, you think that okay, you want to use CPF to invest in this kind of blue chip stocks, you can use CPF OA. Do give a call to your broker, and whom will really guide you on how to use a CPF OA to invest. SRS, as for those preparing for retirement, SRS is very viable. So give a call to broker and he will guide you. Okay. Next, the settlement currency. So in this case, we are in the Singapore stock market, where obviously the settlement currency has to be Sing dollars. Okay, so in most cases, this should be sufficient. You guys can just place a trade order and just, in this case, just click buy. Okay, a dialog box will appear. So in this case, you guys just need to key in your password again, the login password, and once then you click on the confirm. Okay, oh dear. So once you key in the password, you click confirm. Okay, so then you ask, what happened to the order I just submitted? Okay, what you need to do is you need to click on the order status. Okay, the 1.29 SingPost will appear here. Right, as well you can see, they have an order number to show that the computer server did receive your order, and this is the primary key to the computer server. Well, you probably don't need to care about all this. You just need to know that, okay, the system have received your order. All right. So this is how it look like. Okay, the orders that you've keyed. Okay, just going to show it to you some more things. Okay, I'm going to show it to you. Where is the? Okay, there's just a wall. Let me get this. Okay, there is different status over here. Okay, so as what you can see, I show you here is that there's three kinds of status. One is received, part done, and done. One is received means the computer server actually receives the instructions, and a part done will means that they have managed to execute half of your orders, but they didn't manage to execute completely. In this kind of situation, you might want to give a call to your broker if it's very near to the market closing, let's say 4:30 or 4 o'clock, to ask for some guidance on how to prevent such kind of incidents. Okay, next will be the done. That means your transaction is completed. Let's say you have won 2,000 shares of SingPost and the server did manage to obtain for you 2,000 shares of SingPost at 1.29. So these are three types of status that will be shown on this POEMS platform. Okay, as what you can see. Okay, assuming that you have placed the trade and the system, the order is done. Okay, you need to go take note that, well, you need to make payment within the next few days. Okay, so always know when you want to know how much you want to pay, you just need to log into the the POEMS system the next trading day and go to this account management and outstanding position. So just need to click the account management and the outstanding position. Okay, they will tell you how much is due. Okay, if you sell, how much they will credit to you, etc. Okay, so similarly, let's say you want to place a trade to sell. Okay, then just double click. Okay, just key in the price that you want to sell. Maybe let's say you want to sell at 1.365 or 1.36. Okay, 1,000 shares. You can just click sell. Okay, and just need to key in the password similarly and click confirm. Okay, just before you key in the password, do double check on the information presented here again. All right, so it's that simple. Okay, so alternatively, you guys can also use the LP2. Okay, you probably have noticed that SingPost is shown over here. Okay, the status is shown over here. At the same time, you guys can just double click over here and the price will just show over here. You just need to make the necessary adjustments. Similarly, once you submitted the order here, the order status will come over here. So this is order status. So okay, so what you can see here is that in this LP2 is just practically presenting the price here, the order status here. Okay, the order status here, and the trade dialog box over here. Usually I don't use this news dialog box over here, but some people have commented that, well, this news is pretty up to date, but generally I don't really use all this news for my analysis. All right, so here you have, this is the three dialog box. You can either use the LP1 or the LP2. There is no difference, both is the same. It's just a difference in presentations. Okay, so here we are. Okay, so we have covered the number one. Now we have come to number two, how to how to read prices on the LP1. Okay, so here we have the sync post. So just let me scroll down for easier reference. Sync post. Okay, so all right, how do we read this table? Oh dear, just let me get this right. Sync post. Just let me get this right. Okay. Okay, never mind. I'm just gonna key in this sync post over here for easier. Sync post, and I'm just gonna click search, and I'm just gonna click OK. I'm just gonna select this and click OK. Okay, so here we have sync post. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna reduce this size down. All right. So as what you can see, okay, that is sync post. So I'm just going to show you this table. Hold on a while. Okay, so this is the table that I'm going to show it to you guys. So okay, as what you can see, okay, so on this row, each stock is presented by one row of information. Okay, as what we see on the first on over here, on the name column, okay, it's basically show you the name of the stock. It's that simple. Okay, the L and S is more for the traders. Okay, as beginners, you probably can ignore this. Next is the remarks. Okay, REM means the remarks. Remarks for the stocks is usually expressed in the form of abbreviations. So most investors will be interested in CD and XD. These are the two most common jargons where investors get to receive dividends, or can say that some sort of interest income from the stocks. Okay, the A represent the last share price movement, whether it's up and down. So yes, I won't see this as a much useful information, but for beginners, it's pretty interesting. It's very graphical, but seriously, this A is really meaningless to me. Okay, on the 1.3 here, this indicates the last transacted price of the stocks. As for the change, as for this sync post, we can see that there's no change. Okay, because the previous close was 1.3 as well, so there was no difference on the price. Okay, and for the percentage change of shown over here, it means is expressed in the form of percentage. Okay, next we have the B volume and the S volume. Okay, we will need to see the B volumes if you really have a bulk. You really want to buy or sell a lot of shares. Well, generally, as was, let's say, simple investors with just about 1 to 2,000, it's really not significant. You probably can ignore it. But if you get, if you want to be a trader, this will really mean something. So, but for simplicity, okay, it just indicates the existing share buyer whom have quoted the price that they are willing to buy at the bid price. Okay, but it means to say that there is about 1 million of investors, 1,001,000 of investors willing to buy this share at this bid price right now. If you have the shares, you can sell it to them right now. They're willing to offer you this price right now. Okay. Now, as well, you can see, yes, this is the bid price 1.3. So these two information work hand in hand together. Next is the ask price. The ask price is the price that the seller had placed. Okay, I say it again. It's the price that the existing seller had placed. And when you look at the S volume here, 79.8 means 79,800 shares. It's the existing price, the seller whom have quoted the price that they are willing to sell at the ask price. Okay, I've made it in different colors so that's easier for your eyes. The K here on the S volume K and the B volume K is represented in thousands. So what it means is that buy volumes in thousands and the sell volume in thousands for simplicity. Okay, so it's that simple. Next, we're going to scroll down further. Okay, so we have a volume here shown here. Okay, volumes means the existing shares that have transacted that day. All right. So what it means is that 9,752,000 of shares have been transacted that day at various share price. Okay. The open price here, open means the price of the shares at the opening of that market date, whereas the high represent the higher share price the share had transacted that day. So what it means is that that very day, okay, these Singpole shares have transacted as high as 1.31, okay, and as for the low, it has transacted as low as 1.295. Okay, next, the previous close means the previous trading day or the last trading days or yesterday, okay, the price of Singpole was transacted at this price. So that's what it means. So you can see here, this is the entire row of what it's trying to mean. Okay, I'm just going to highlight this up, bring this up for easy reference. Okay, you guys can take, when you guys, let's say, want to review this video again, you guys can read through this. So this is the information presented for each stock. Alright, so that's all. So I've covered number 2, how to read prices on the LP table. So now I'll go to number 3. Okay, so as well you can see, I'm just going to go back to Singpole. So number 3, I'm gonna say, okay, how do we place a GTD order on Poems 2? Okay, GTD order is a pretty slightly advanced order, okay, which I like to place in the market. So now let's go to GTD. Who should play this kind of orders? Well, basically for investors whom have already bought the shares, okay, or investors whom have decided on the share price that they want to buy or to sell. Then this GTD orders is very suitable for this kind of investors. Okay, what it means is good till date. I repeat, good till date. So let's start. So when you double click the stocks, assuming you're gonna think that the share price will come down to 1.28 within the next few days. Okay, within the next few days. So the market was transacted 1.3, or you think that it's gonna come down 1.27. So I can see it's about 3 cents away, or what you can say is that 6 beats away. Okay, 1.3 to 1.27 is about 6 beats away. So the share price is pretty far from the existing price right now. Okay, so you can say, okay, since 1.27, I can want to buy 1,000 shares. Okay, if you're gonna use a normal limit order as what I've shown you today earlier, okay, the order, if the transaction is not done on that trading day, okay, the order will expire. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna select this option, validity. Over here you can specify the days this instruction to buy is valid until when. So in this case, I can select 16th of November, even though now we are only at 18th October. So I do not need to log into the system and key in every day. Okay, thereafter I just click my buy instruction and key in my passwords. Alright, it's that simple. So when you click the confirmed, always check the order status to make sure that the orders is received. So as what you can see, the earlier is a day limit order, and what we have just did was to submit a GTD order that's valid till November 16th, and the prime right now is only October 18th. So you can see that this instruction will remain in the system for several days. Okay, so in this case, I do not need to key in these instructions every day, even though the market did not reach my price. As for this day order, okay, if I key in on this 18th of October, if on the 19th of October the transaction was not done, this order will expire, and when they expire, it means this order is withdrawn from the server. Okay, so if you want to buy the share price at the price again, you need to log in the Poems and key in again. Okay, this function is only available in the Singapore SGX markets. Okay, in other Hong Kong markets or US, this option is not available. So do take note of that. Okay, so what's so good about this GTD order? Well, I would recommend in my clients or investors to use the GTD order if to place their sell order once the share price that you want to sell is reaching, because you do not need to wait until you reach and you key in the order. Okay, similarly, if you want to buy a share price which is pretty low, below the market, you can key in first before you even reach that, so that you can get busy with your own work while the market slowly fall towards your desired share price. Well, that's the good point of it, but you guys need to be aware of this GTD order. So I've come up with this text easier for you guys. Okay, so I just read through this at the same time I explain to you. Okay, so as for me, I'm personally long investors, basically to buy and sell. Okay, and I often use GTD order to set my target price when it's reached. Okay. Okay, and the GTD order can only last up to a maximum 1 month. All right, and the corporate, any corporate actions, by the way, will also push your order, which means to say the system will remove your orders, so the investors will need to submit again. So okay, this is about me. Okay, and I need to also highlight to you guys on the GTD pro and cons. So in this case, it enables for the buyer. Okay, if you want to buy at a low price, it enables investors to buy and then sell the share price. So he can submit his trade order and determine his share price and quantity several days or weeks before the market reaches his desired price. This gives a slight advantage to GTD buyer to have his trade orders ahead of those buyers whom submitted his buy order on the trade day itself. Okay, I'm just going to enlarge a little bit. Alright. So when you place the order, basically you are queuing ahead of the buyer who submitted the order later than you. So you are ahead of them. As for the sellers whom have already obtained the shares, okay, it enables you to submit the orders earlier, and so that several days or weeks earlier before the market even reach your desired sell price. Okay, this gives a slight advantage to the sellers as well, because you are once again ahead of the another sellers who want to sell at the same price as you. Okay, this is on the good side of that. Alright, so on the flip side, you guys need to be careful, which I encountered several times. Okay, when you submitted an order GTD to buy or to sell, okay, you could experience a part done situation because the price you submitted could be a little far-fetched, a little difficult, or to be transacted, because it's could be a little bit unreasonable at times. All right, well, it's of course give a good time. Sometimes unreasonable. Some people just sell the shares at an unreasonable price, and you can get at an unreasonable price to them because it's a willing buyer, willing seller. But of course, sometimes you want to buy, maybe let's say in this case, we want to buy 5,000 shares of Singtel, but while the market is only 370, so you can see that there's a 10 cents differences. While on that day, the Singtel can reach 360 for a brief moment. Since you want 5,000 shares, okay, I said again 5,000 shares, maybe 2,000 shares is only done at 3.6. Well, then subsequently the share price rises back. So the person who have keyed in 5,000 shares, okay, only managed to obtain 2,000 out of the 5,000. So this is a part done situation, and investors need to be careful of that. So this will be calculated as one brokerage rate even though it's part done for the entire day. So if it's entire day, you guys will probably need to pay the fees, which is you need to be mindful of this. So to remedy this situation, well, do refer to my other YouTube videos on amalgamations. Okay, I repeat, on amalgamations. You guys need to be aware of how to calculate this. Okay, so this is the cases where part-done situations come in for GTD orders. Okay, so they do need to be careful on this. Alright, so that's about GTD orders. Next, how to get in touch with your stockbroker. Okay, a lot of young investors will assume that this Poems platform is just a computer. Okay, well, basically stock market is not a computer, a company, whatever. It's a place where there's a lot of brokers transacting the share price for the investors. So unlike the past whereby there's a lot of shouting at the pit floor to get the shares for the investors, nowadays everything is done through computer, so you do not need to contact the broker to buy or place your trades. Okay, so for simplicity, okay, let's say you guys have any question about this or any problem with your system, whatever uncertainty, okay, you guys can get in touch with your broker. So in this case, just go to click contact us. Your brokers, okay, your names and the contact numbers will usually be shown here, and their emails as well. All right, So that's why you can see their legal title is basically trading representatives. Okay, so there's also various type of trading desks here as well, you can see. So nonetheless, for simplicity, the stockbroker's name that's reflected here will be the one assigned to this trading accounts of yours. So you can just give him a call and ask him, or you can drop me an email. Either way should be able to reach him. Okay, but of course technology, some of the brokers may be away from their desk, so an email will be practical, or when they're at their desk you can just give them a call. Right, so that's all for this today, what I'm going to teach you guys. So this is the 4 points that I'm going to cover. Oh yes, by the way, so how about the cost breakdown? Okay, so let me get the slides up. Okay, so I'm just going to close this. Okay, so earlier we said to buy the SingPost. All right, so now I'm just going to show it to you. So now, assuming you did manage to obtain the SingPost 1000 share of SingPost. Okay, so 1000 shares times 1.29, it will cost about $1,290. So the miscellaneous cost here we are looking at is the brokerage cost, which is in most cases $25, sometimes $10. It really depends on your account types. It's usually calculated based on the percentage base. So if you're not certain, you can just give a call to broker. This 10 and 25 is the most common cost for the stock market. Okay, next is the GST. So in Singapore, we have a 7% GST. So this is GST on the brokerage cost, not on the contract value. This is not the contract value. Sorry, the net value of the shares. So it's 7% on 25, not 1,002. So it just costs about $1.75 payable to the government. All right, it's goods and service tax. Next is the SGX excess fee. Well, because of this insignificance, I usually don't really go and calculate this excess fee. It's come in cents. Okay, it's just really less than $1 or even 50 cents. So as what you can see, even though you buy $1,290, you come up to payable to be about this price range. So if you're not certain how to pay for the shares, can just give a call to your broker. It's pretty easy. Alright, so it's really so easy. I'll maybe do it on another video clips. Okay, so here this is the amount payable. So yeah, just let me go through this. So let's assume I bought it. Just remember the next trading day. Okay, just come to these outstanding positions and the amount will be shown here. So that's all for the videos today. Okay, so this is Roland Pay here. You can drop me an email if you have any problems regarding trading. Okay, so rolandpaybk@philip.com.sg. You can just drop an email to me, and this is my desk number as well. So that's all for the videos. If you guys need any trading account to invest in Singapore stock market, Hong Kong or US, etc., you can just give me a call or just drop me an email. So that's all for the videos today. Hope you have a good day and happy Diwali. Alright, goodbye.